Hello Internet friends, my name is Rich. Thank you so much for joining me today in the Toy Aisle Alliance YouTube channel. Want to do a quick Darth haul video on something I hauled today. It is the Deadpool Marvel Legends wave, or the Sasquatch Build-A-Figure wave. As you can see, I have most of the figures. I definitely have all the figures that came with a Build-A-Figure piece. Very special thanks to my brother who actually got me this wave with the Build-A-Figure pieces for my birthday. A very early birthday present. But he knew how much I wanted to build Sasquatch. So let's take a look at these guys real quick. I mainly want to look at Sasquatch because you've probably already seen countless videos on these guys. Here we have, first off, not Sasquatch, Cable. And other than Sasquatch, this was the figure I was most excited about. Hasbro had done a Cable before, fairly recently, but it was a more modern Cable. This is the 90th thing that ever 90s. This is classic Rob Liefeld. This is the Cable that I wanted Hasbro to do for a long time. Let me move some of these guys out of the way real quick. Comes with a gigantic gun, which I actually have a very hard time getting him to hold, but he does have some good weapon storage. There's a peg on his big chest piece where you can put that on. Comes with this giant gun that would make Dirty Harry blush, and another smaller pistol, if you can see that. So good weapon storage for the most part. I love that glowing eye effect. They got the hair dead on. The outfit is perfect. Really love this figure. My only one small complaint is he has a hard time holding this gun in any kind of cool pose, and I kind of wish this hand was maybe more of a fist. It would be a good hand to help hold the weapon if I could maneuver this giant thing in any way, but his double jointed elbows are a little bit hindered because of the glove and just the chest piece, but that is very small complaint. I think this is an awesome figure, and it was one of my most anticipated Marvel Legends of this year to come out. My second favorite figure in this wave is Deathlock, mainly because I consider him a classic B-level character, and I think Hasbro did a great job. Toy Biz Marvel Legends way back when did a pretty good Deathlock, but I do think this one does improve upon that. He comes with this kind of nice pistol. I like that it's not painted in some kind of like weird color, which I've seen Hasbro do recently. And he also comes with this big Mamba Jamba with some bullets that you can stick in it. Here's where he holds it. I had a hard time getting him looking cool holding this gun. It's kind of awkward. So for now, he's just going to have the pistol. And there's no kind of weapon storage if I want to put that on his back or anything. But still, I really like the sculpt. Always kind of dug Deathlock. And I think this makes a great classic Deathlock. As well, I almost see the potential for Colossus. He's a little small for Colossus, so maybe not, but I definitely hope Hasbro tackles a more classic Colossus. Next up, let's take a look at Domino. I'm actually surprised at how much I like this figure. After Cable and Deathlock, none of these are characters that I'm particularly nostalgic for, but I think Domino looks pretty cool, actually. Again, she comes with some purple pistols, but that color scheme actually kind of works with her look. So that's cool. Not a character I know a whole lot about, but not bad. And here we have X-23, a character I never liked all that much. This is specifically the X-Force X-23. A character I've never dug all that much until actually Logan, the movie Logan, the last Hugh Jackman Wolverine movie. I really liked that interpretation of X-23 in that movie, so that made me actually kind of look forward to this figure. She doesn't have her toe or her feet claws, but otherwise good figure, and it's a teen girl buck, and I'm glad that Hasbro does have that. So she is the right size. So not a bad figure. Again, not a lot of nostalgia for her, but still Hasbro did a good job. And a character I have absolutely no interest in is Paladin. I think he may have originally been a Spider-Man villain. Just kind of a generic bounty hunter. Comes with these kind of overused pistols. We see these a lot with Marvel Legends. And this solid gold knife. Yeah, I don't know much about him. I just needed him for the Build-A-Figure piece. And finally, a figure that I have not opened yet. It is the X-Force Deadpool. Again, I have the regular release Deadpool, and I'm not that interested into X-Force Deadpool. Still, I mean, it's a good figure because it's based on a good figure, but it's simply just a repaint of that one. I would have liked to have gotten this more classic sort of first appearance Deadpool, but it did not come with a Build-A-Figure piece. And when there's a lot of Marvel Legends coming out, you got to really budget wisely. So sadly, I had to forego that the classic Deadpool. I already have a red Deadpool that looks pretty much the same, but I definitely would have preferred if X-Force Deadpool didn't come with the BAF piece and sort of classic Deadpool did. But I don't make the rules. Hasbro does. Which leads us to the main event, Sasquatch, sorry. A founding member of Alpha Flight. One of my favorite Marvel teams is Alpha Flight, so this was an absolute must-have. He's a little shorter than I'd like him to be, but his girth is really well, and I really like the head sculpt. I mean, I think that looks like classic John Byrne, Alpha Flight Sasquatch. A lot of people thought the Man-Thing Build-A-Figure was going to share a lot of parts, unless they might share the same sort of upper body or torso, because the Man-Thing is sort of covered in this rubber shirt, I guess, to give it that sort of swampy look. But otherwise, this is new tooling. Good girth. Super excited to have this guy. We need a lot more Alpha Flight characters, so I really hope Hasbro does give us some more Alpha Flight. And here is a quick comparison between the original Toy Biz Sasquatch and the new Build-A-Figure version. This is still a great figure. I think it holds up fairly well. He's a little too lanky, I find, the Toy Biz one. It is amazing that there was a time when this would be a regular release action figure and not a Build-A-Figure. I don't really like his silhouette. Because like I said, he's a little awkward to pose, and I wish he was a little bit thicker. And I like the head sculpt, but the yelling head sculpt, you didn't really see Sasquatch yell that much. And this one, he's not as tall. I wish he was as tall as the Toy Biz Sasquatch. But it's not as big a height difference as I thought. And just overall, I like the new Build-A-Figure better, even though this is a great figure that does hold up. And finally, here he is with a couple other Marvel Legends Alpha Flight figures. We have the Build-A-Figure Puck, which really needs an update. Sadly, it's not even that old a figure. And the a very early Hasbro Marvel Legend Guardian. And again, we actually need a new Guardian. So I actually hope that before Hasbro gives us any more new members of Alpha Flight, I kind of hope they redo Guardian and Puck, which is kind of sad because there are so many Alpha Flight figures we need. Those are probably my most anticipated Marvel Legends, or my most wanted Marvel Legends are more Alpha Flight characters. But I am glad that we at least have got the ball rolling with this Sasquatch. So really fun wave. If you are a Deadpool fan, especially if you're like sort of a Marvel, a modern Marvel fan, especially a 90s fan, I think you'll really dig this wave. I know not everyone is that excited about Sasquatch, but I very much am, and I'm super happy to get this guy, and he's well worth it. So there you go, guys. That was my very quick, unprofessional look at the newest Marvel Legends Deadpool wave. All right, guys. Thanks a lot for watching, and until next time, I will see ya.